Sounds good. Thanks, Scott.
You're welcome.
Hey, listen to this. If you need a dinner that's fancy, has the fancy feels, looks fancy, and you're not sure if it's going to be easy enough, you can really put it on the menu at home. We've got the perfect idea for you tonight.
Yes, our friends from Fire by Forge are teaching us how to make a braised lamb shank. Sounds very difficult to me. Executive Chef Miguel Alvarez and Executive Director Ben Dubois are back this morning with a perfect winter dinner. I'm so intimidated by this dish.
You shouldn't be.
I should not be.
You should not be. Braises are like the chef's secret to building great flavor really easily.
Okay.
Really?
So yeah, all the braises, it kind of uses both dry heat and then wet heat.
And is that a shank of lamb?
That's a shank of lamb. It's actually locally produced. So we're using meat from Kindred Crossing Farm up in the Northeast Quiet Corner area.
Great.
So we've started using them at the restaurant. We also sell them at Grocery on Broad.
Okay.
And so we're just, chef's getting that seared off right now. We get a nice caramelization on it. And then once it's seared, all you do is you throw it in a pot with some stock and some aromatics, like, you know, the onion, celery, carrots, and you just let it go for 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
So set it and forget it kind of meal.
That's great. So when you said, what is a wet, what is it? Wet.
So wet heat versus dry heat.
Thank you. They're opposites. My brain is doing hula hoops here.
Absolutely.
So is this a dry heat?
This is almost a dry heat.
Okay.
Yep.
So just a little bit of olive oil, but the wet heat is when you're leaving it in the pot?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
And in a braise, you want to kind of cover it to about halfway up the meat. So if you can see, we already have one braising because that's a couple-hour process.
Wow.
Not a quick one. So
Where's the liquid coming from?
So we added the liquid.
Okay.
So you add some stock about halfway up your protein.
Lamb? What kind of stock?
We're using beef here. You could use beef,
stock.
veal, chicken, vegetable. Really, you just need liquid.
And, and our producer wants to know, can you do this in a crock pot?
You could absolutely do this in a crock pot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you'd want to sear it first in your crock pot. You could sear it right there, so you're developing that nice fond.
Right.
And then we would deglaze, which we'll do in a second, with some wine. Then add your stock, cover it, put it on high, and like 8 hours later. And so when you get home at night, you've got a shank ready to go.
That is wonderful.
Is that the wine?
This is the one.
Ooh. Whoa, snap, crackle, pop.
So we're using a Malbec, so it's from Argentina. So we're getting some of those South American flavors in there.
Yeah.
So it's going to get finished with a chimichurri sauce and those kinds of things. So, and then we get the aromatics going. So yeah, it's really quite simple.
Tell us the mission of Fire by Forge once again for anybody out there who might not know about this wonderful place.
Sure, Fire by Forge, we're a full-service restaurant and catering operation and cafe, but really what we are is a laboratory for learning. We teach people culinary skills, folks who have barriers to employment in different ways. So it might be folks coming out of the justice system or experiencing or at risk for homelessness, addiction, other kinds of issues. And it's part of an ongoing kind of a culinary boot camp program for us. And those folks get to work in the restaurant, learn skills, both soft skills and hard skills, to help them get on a career path.
Chef Alvarez, how long have you been with Fire by Forge for?
Since we opened.
Wow.
We actually started with Firebox before they closed.
Yeah.
And then the executive chef needed help. I came back, and here I am today.
That's wonderful.
What is it like working there?
It's amazing. I mean, everybody that comes in, you see the reaction to their food. The people who are in the training program, learning their skills, learning what they like to do in the program, and about cooking, or maybe another option, serving, running, whatever the case may be, barista. I mean, it's beneficial. I have one line cook that started in the program, and now she's moving on up.
Wow,
Oh, that's terrific.
that's
Ben, if
great.
somebody's out there in one of the groups that you just mentioned, how do they get in touch with you and become a part of this program?
So there's information on our website. You can go to the Forge City Works website, forgecityworks.org, or there's also a link on firebyforge.com.
Okay,
All right, there's the
terrific.
information on your screen
Yeah.
there. And you also, do you take reservations?
We do take reservations.
Okay,
Highly
good
recommend
to
them
know.
at night. We tend to be pretty busy. But yeah, we'd love to have you come in. And here's what I tell people all the time. They're always like, how can we support, how we can support?
Yeah.
The best way to support is to come in and eat.
Come in and eat.
And because it's part of the experience. It's part of how we train and teach. And so we need guests who are there and enjoying the food. And even, I joke about, like, let's say somebody's not perfect. Let us know, because, like, that's part of the learning process,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And so when you come in and eat and spend money with us, you're supporting our program.
And I just want to also point out that the grocery store, you mentioned Grocery on Broad, that is your grocery store,
That is
right?
our grocery store. We're super excited. Opened about 7 months ago. It's a fair pricing model.
Oh, nice.
So people pay different amounts based on income. But it's food access for everybody. And, in a city like Hartford, food access is a really important issue.
And the way the grocery prices are these days,
Ooh,
it's
yeah.
huge. It's all the help we can get.
Full bar as well, right?
Full bar, not at the grocery store. Yes,
No,
at the
at the
restaurant. Yes, absolutely.
Well, I like to drink when I shop for food.
I
Yes,
suppose you could buy your
those
cranberry
are
juice
No, we have
there.
a great bar program. In
Drink
fact,
till you drop.
Susie's been on the show before.
Yeah.
And she was a bartender of the year with the Crazies this year.
Oh my God, that's
And so so
wonderful.
we actually have a really great program, and as part of our
Wow.
training and teaching, we have a great coffee program. So we take a lot of pride in doing what we do really well.
That is wonderful.
That's
We'd love to
great.
have you on the show.
Yeah.
So this is cooked. How long
Yeah,
does
how
it
are we-
take?
So after a couple hours, you're going to end up with a
Couple
finished
hours.
shank, and then you plate it up. And so the way we serve it at the restaurant, and you can do a variation at home with mashed potatoes, but this is smoked sweet potato grits, a little charred broccolini, and a chimichurri sauce with the demi-glaze. So
Smoked sweet potato grits.
oh, it's really something. It's special.
Holy
Yeah.
cannoli. That
So,
sounds like
but
I've
you could
gone
do
to
this with a
heaven.
mashed potato. You could do it with anything at home that makes sense for you.
Well, it all makes sense just to come and eat it there because
Yeah.
That's also a good option.
I'm never going to attempt this on my own.
And we'll never say no to that. That's why we're there.
That's
you're
why you
there.
go to Fire by Forge
Right.
and have it there. And it's on the menu, you said,
It
right?
is on the menu,
Okay.
and it's been selling really well. So.
Great. And you guys, what kind of other things do you have in the menu? Is it like winter comfort food?
So right now we're into kind of our wintry food. People
Okay.
want that kind of warm stuff. So a chicken
Yeah.
pot pie, the braised lamb shank. We have a beautiful bronze salmon dish, which is really great right now.
Wow. Better than the silver salmon, you know?
Well, we can't thank you guys enough for being on the show.
Yeah, it's
Thank
always fun to be here.
you.
Thank you.
Always come back
Appreciate
again.
it.
All right, Marcy, take it away.
Guys, raise your glass this morning. We're talking brats and bottles. Of course, we're here at Jealous Monk in Mystic. We're so excited. Coming up, we're going to be talking about their events, how you can get in on the action, and freezing for a reason. We'll see you right back after this break.